Alright, here we are, 8B. I'm gonna go backwards a little bit here. In 2001, right after I graduated high school, Dad had a health crisis, was in the hospital. He did almost die, and, I just remember, Mike being able to go to the hospital a lot more often than I was because I couldn't drive at the time, and, I'd ask him for a present for detail. What's going on with Dad? How's he doing? And he'd look at me. He's like, "You wouldn't understand." I screamed at him. I was like, "He's my dad, you jerk!" Just getting really really mad at him. Just like Dad was his dad instead of my dad. So there was things like that went on that made me feel like he was treating me like a child. And for pretty much the entire 3 years he was there, people would ask what he was to me, and I'd say he's my ex-boyfriend, and he hated it when I said that. He still considered me his girlfriend and just thought that I was just being difficult. That hey, the whole touchy-feely thing is what boyfriend and girlfriend are supposed to do. So I don't know why you're not letting me touch you like we're supposed to be touching each other. And funny thing about Mike, even though he would be all touchy-feely with me and everything, is that he never even let me see him topless because I guess he was self-conscious about how skinny he was and how he would have looked without a t-shirt. So there's some kind of irony there that he never let me look at him topless, even though he saw me topless lots of times. And and I admit there was one point in time in early 2002 where I'd be talking with a friend online, and well, like I said, I've been writing my fanfics at this point with Yumiko, and sometimes me and this friend, well, he was writing a crossover story with my character, and sometimes even though sometimes we play around and do some adult scenes and stuff, even though I was a virgin at the time, and sometimes Mike would come in, want to know what I was doing, and I would reduce the IM screen so he wouldn't see that, and he'd just sit there with me watching what I was doing. So I just try to sit there and just try to do anything else on the computer that I could just to keep him from seeing these scenes that I was doing. And I guess some of you might think it's weird that I'd be wanting to do adult scenes with pretend adult scenes with a friend of mine online when Mike was doing stuff to me in real life, but it was online. It was pretend, and it was my character. It wasn't with me, so it's just I guess it's another kind of escape there, even though it was in a sexual manner. But well, that actually when I always warn my friend ahead of time, if I go quiet for a while, it's because Mike is in the room. So don't take it personally if I suddenly just stop talking for like half an hour. And there's another time where Mike got a little physical with me, left a hickey on my neck, and I told another online friend about this, and he implored me, "You need to call the cops." And I was scared because I remember before from when social services had gotten called that Mom had told me, "Don't you ever talk with that man again. Don't talk to anybody again." And I was scared that she was going to get mad at me again if I called anybody, so I just let it be. I didn't do anything, and I do regret not doing anything. And like I said, it was just 3 years of getting my self-esteem beaten down and being touched when I didn't want to be touched. I just wanted to be able to go to bed without having him there waiting for me to do stuff, and it drove me nuts. It really did. I mean, even what I'm giving you here on this video is just the Cliff Notes version. If I went into every single thing I remembered, it'd probably be a 6 video series from just what I remember, and I don't want to do that. I really don't want to do that. So see, I did start college in 2001 also, and of course Mike would usually be the one to pick me up from school every day, and I hated that. So I made a friend in college, and I think he kind of had a crush on me, and he knew that I didn't like Mike, but I guess there wasn't really anything he would have been able to do to protect me, so I'll just say, "Oh great, my ride's here, I'll see you later, just go catch a ride home with Mike." And over the course of those 3 years Mike was there, Aunt Renae did come make a couple visits with her husband and her kids, and the first time that she came down, I know she and Mike didn't like each other. I knew right away that they really, really did not like each other. And I don't remember how many times Aunt Renae had come down over the course of those 3 years, but one time, and well, let me back up before that. In July 2002, just after my 19th birthday, I'd had my wisdom teeth out, and thankfully he mostly left me alone while I was recovering, but he did ask Mom if he could keep my wisdom teeth, and she gave him this weird look and said no. I guess even she thought that was weird. So yeah, he does not have my wisdom teeth. Even I thought that was creepy that he'd want my wisdom teeth. And so like a month after I was recovered and everything, Aunt Renae and her kids, they came down to visit again. And they slept in my waterbed while I slept in the other part of the open area of the basement. It was a part of the basement where we'd actually had a temporary walls put up because my niece had been born by that point, and this was what her bedroom had used to be. She and Joe and Laura had since moved out, so I went into this other room and slept in there while Renee and everybody slept in my bed. And it was very shortly after that visit from Renee that Mike suddenly said that he was moving out. And I was surprised, but I couldn't say I wasn't happy. And he said, I just think we just need some time to grow. So one day I was laying in the bed, and he came in to say bye, and I didn't even get out of bed. I said bye, and he left. Went back to Hattiesburg, Mississippi to move back in with his mommy. And for a few weeks, I didn't really know what spurred him to suddenly move out, but later on, Renee did tell me that she knew what was going on and that she had threatened to call the cops on Mike if he did not move out. So that was what drove him to move back across the country into his mom's house. And so to this day, I've thanked Renee so much because I told her recently, it's like if she hadn't given him that ultimatum to move out, I'm sure it would have escalated to rape at some point, and that absolutely terrified me. And I'd sworn to myself several months before that if he ever did rape me, I would go ahead and just kill myself, never mind anything else that I'd already been through with the shooting and everything. If he raped me, I was going to kill myself. But thankfully, he did not rape me. We never slept together. I was still a virgin when he left. It was just I say just, but 3 years of being touched everywhere where you don't want to be touched and everything. It did take a toll, and like I said, my self-esteem was in shreds by the time he left. And even to this day, my husband still has to help me feel comfortable and stuff that reveals a little more of my body rather than just wearing baggy stuff all the time. So it is a constant struggle. And whenever I see a Ford Explorer on the street that resembles his, I cringe and I look at the license plate just to make sure it doesn't say Tennessee or Mississippi, just because I get paranoid. And I started going to Dragon Con a couple years ago, and that's a little closer to Hattiesburg than I am comfortable with. So sometimes at Dragon Con I get paranoid that I'm going to see Mike there being one of the photographers, and luckily I haven't seen him, so that's a good thing. And Mom actually did keep in contact with him for a while after he left, and she actually made me have an IM session with him about a month or two after he left, and she actually stood there over my shoulder and monitored this conversation. And he asked me, do you hate me? And I because Mom was there, I couldn't say what I really wanted to say. All I said was that hate is a very strong word, and I regret that to this day because I wish I'd had the courage to just go ahead and say, yeah, I hate you, you son of a bitch. What you did to me those 3 years ruined me. And I don't. I wish I'd said that, but because Mom was there, I guess I was afraid she was going to get on me if I said the wrong thing or something. But that was the last time I spoke with him was through IM, and she and Mom and Mike did exchange letters for a while after that. So that's how I found out that after he moved back to Mississippi, he did end up chopping all his hair off, bleached it, got braces, got contacts, so he completely changed his look after he got back. And that kind of made me suspicious. But anyway, they stayed in contact through letters for a while, and then the letters stopped. And then it was only a couple years ago that I dared to even try to Google him, because I felt like if I Googled him, that it would ruin taint my computer or something. But I went ahead and I Googled him. saw that he had a photographer's profile on this website called Model Mayhem. He had himself down as a photographer. He took pictures of girls in cosplay, and I looked at these pictures, and they look like they're barely legal, so apparently he had a thing for younger girls. And there's this picture of him with, indeed, he had the short, bleached hair, contacts, wearing this wife beater shirt. And he kind of looked like a girl, but I still recognized him right away, and I was about ready to throw up just right then and there, just because it was a face I hadn't seen in years. And yeah, also he still has a bit of a presence on eBay because well, I know this because he never changed his eBay ID after he left, so to this day he's still using the same ID that he did back then. I'm not going to tell you what that ID is just because I don't want him to get harassed by my viewers and then have him get in contact with me again. I just want him out of my life, period. So I'm not going to even divulge any of that. So that's why I'm not even saying his last name, because I don't want him getting harassed and having it come back to me. And plus, you might end up contacting the wrong mic, so I don't want that to happen either. So it's not to protect his privacy or anything. I'd love to see him rot for what he did, but statute of limitations has run out of my case, but so I can't legally do anything. All I can do is just hope that he's not doing it to any other girls, and just pray that every time a tornado goes through Hattiesburg, that maybe he gets sucked up in it. So maybe that's bad of me to do, but I don't care. And yeah, I know he's still in Hattiesburg because his eBay profile still says so. And as far as I know, he's still trying to take pictures of girls in cosplay, which kind of disgusts me because it makes me wonder if he's doing anything to them also. This makes me feel bad for not reporting anything about him, because it's like, if he did that stuff to me, even though I was his first girlfriend, how many other girls is he going to be doing these things to? How many other girls' lives is he going to ruin because of this? And there's one other thing. You remember the T-shirt that I mentioned I wore at Columbine the day of the shooting? During his initial visit to our house, I just showed him the shirt, and the shirt vanished after that. And then when he moved back in, the shirt reappeared for a while, then it vanished again. He denied having anything to do with this missing shirt. And so there was a period of time I did not see the shirt at all, and I was convinced he'd stolen it. And then finally, a year after he moved out, I was looking under my waterbed, digging under there for something one day, and then wedged in the back of the waterbed by the headboards, I saw this lump of cloth. I pulled it out, and it was actually my shirt, my Can't Sleep Clowns Eat Me shirt. It had a lot of dust bunnies and stuff on it, but it had obviously been under there for quite some time, and I was so happy to have that shirt back, because I was afraid that he'd stolen it as some sort of keepsake for himself. So I was glad to have that back, and I washed it, and I still have it in my closet to this day. I probably could still squeeze into it if I wanted to, but I'm not gonna. It's just I don't think I've actually worn it since I found it that day in 2003. So yeah, it's just sitting there in my closet right now, and oh, I feel kind of ill speaking about all that right now. That's about all I really want to discuss about Mike at this point. And like I said, it's been, yeah, right about now, today's August 23rd. It's actually been about 12 years to the day since he moved out, so it's a little bit of an anniversary here today. And I'm really just hoping that I never ever have to see him again, hear his voice again. I don't want to deal with him. I'd rather just, like I said, I've blocked out a lot of those 3 years just because I really don't want to remember anything relating to him. So yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be about it for this week, guys. There's not gonna be any videos next week because I will be at Dragon Con, but I'll go ahead and get a video recorded 2 weeks from now. I'm still thinking about what I'm gonna do for that video, so I guess you'll just have to wait and be surprised. So guys, thank you for staying with me through these videos so far, and like I said, I'll see you in 2 weeks because next week is Dragon Con. If anybody's at Dragon Con, maybe you'll see me there, maybe you won't. I don't know. So yeah, I'll see you in 2 weeks, guys. I will talk to you then. Thank you. Bye-bye.